Hello children, welcome to Guru Gobind Singh Public School and Junior College. Dear children, today we are going to learn subject history for standard 7. To learn the lesson number 9, Maratha War of Independence. Dear children, we will study the remaining part of the lesson today. The learning outcomes of the lesson. Become aware of the facts that the Marathas preserved their power in very unfavorable condition. Analyze why Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj transferred the capital to Jinji. And analyze and review the work done by Maharani Tarabai. Dear student, Rajaram Maharaj was the second son of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. He was born on 24th February 1670 on Raigad Fort. He became Chhatrapati after the death of Sambhaji Maharaj. Students, now Aurangzeb thought that his dream of winning the Maratha kingdom would be realized. He sent Zulfikar Khan to put Raigad under siege. That time, Rajaram Maharaj and his wife Maharani Tarabai and Sambhaji Maharaj's wife Maharani Yesubai and his son Shahu were on Raigad. It was risky for all members of the royal family to stay at one place. So, children, Maharani Yesubai tackled this unpredicted calamity very bravely, resolving that she would not surrender to the Mughal under any conditions. She took many important political decisions on Raigad. It was decided that Rajaram Maharaj should escape from Raigad and, if necessary, go to a far off place like Jinji. It was decided that the fight to defend Raigad would continue under the leadership of Maharani Yesubai. Maharani Yesubai chose to make Rajaram Maharaj and not her own son the Chhatrapati. Her decision is a shining example of her love for Swaraj and her extreme selflessness. She kept the Maratha Chhatrapati secure without regard for her own life or that of her son. Students, Rajaram Maharaj leaves for Jinji. On 5th April 1689, Rajaram Maharaj escaped from the besieged Raigad with a few of his associates. He decided to go south to Jinji. The Jinji fort was invisible. It was not an easy task for the Mughals to capture this fort. Rajaram Maharaj took his faithful Sardars like Prahlad Niraji, Kandobalal, Rupaji Bhosle and managed to reach Jinji. Dear students, the movement of the Marathas. It was difficult to defend the Raigad fort against the might of the Mughals. The Mughals captured Raigad in November 1689 and arrested Maharani Yesubai and Shahu. While going to Jinji, Rajaram Maharaj had assigned the duty to fight against the Mughals to Ramachandra Pant Amatya, Shankarji Narayan Sachiv, Santaji Ghorpade and Dhanaji Jadhav. From the Maratha point of view, the situation was critical. Aurangzeb had entrapped many Maratha Sardars to his side by giving them watans and jagirs. The same tactics were used by Rajaram Maharaj to thwart the Mughal plan. Many Maratha Sardars who were promised Jagir fought with vigor and defeated Mughal generals. They harassed the Mughal army by guerrilla techniques. Santaji Ghorpade with Vithoji Chauhan cut and carried away the golden pinnacle of the emperor's strength in a surprise attack. Next topic is Siege of Jinji. Children, once Raigad was captured, the emperor sent Zulfikar Khan to the south on the campaign of Jinji. He laid siege to the fort of Jinji. The Marathas defended the fort bravely for nearly 8 years. The Mughal forces engaged in the siege were fiercely attacked from outside by Santaji and Dhanaji. Rajaram Maharaj escaped through the siege and returned to Maharashtra. Later, Zulfikar Khan captured fort of Jinji. The return of Rajaram Maharaj to Maharashtra gave a boost to the Maratha activity. The Maratha attacked the Mughal territories of Khandesh, Warad and Baglan. Rajaram Maharaj inspired hundreds of brave Maratha warriors like Santaji and Dhanaji with his understanding nature and statesmanship. He motivated them to protect the Swaraj and thus perform a very valuable task. But even as all this was taking place, Rajaram Maharaj died on 2nd March 1700 on Sinhagad after a short period of illness. Children, Rajaram Maharaj was thoughtful and kind hearted. He brought together all the capable people in the Maratha Empire. He united them, created a new enthusiasm amongst them. After the death of Sambhaji Maharaj, he fought against Aurangzeb for 11 years with great courage and tenacity. Rajaram Maharaj great achievement is that he protected Swaraj in those extremely difficult times. While describing Rajaram Maharaj, noted historian Riyasatkar G.S. Sardesai had used the adjective sthira buddhi, that is level headed. He cannot be described in better words than this. Maharani Tarabai. Children, after the death of Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj, Aurangzeb thought that he had won the war against the Marathas. But it was not so. Aurangzeb was winning battle after battle, but he could not win the war. Maharani Tarabai, the capable wife of Rajaram Maharaj, came forward to lead the Swaraj movement in the extremely unfavorable circumstances. Contemporary Mughal historian Khaif Khan described Maharani Tarabai as an intelligent and knowledgeable woman. Her management of the army and administration had won renown even during the rule of her husband. After the death of Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj, Maharani Tarabai continued the Swaraj struggle under bravery with the help of her Sardars. Aurangzeb captured Satara and Panara from the Maratha territory, but at the same time, the Marathas dashed up to the Mughal areas of Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. Children, Tarabai expanded the war areas further. Sardars like Krishnaji Sawant, Khanderrao Dabhade, Dhanaji Jadhav and Nimaji Shinde opened battle against Mughal on various fronts outside Maharashtra. This was a sign of change in the outcome of the war. Maharani Tarabai fought for 7 years. She kept the Maratha kingdom strong. She took charge of the administration single handedly and encouraged the Sardars to participate in the mission of Swaraj. Maratha Sardars fought against the Mughals up to Shironje, Madansur, and Malwa. Khaif Khan had recorded that Rajaram's wife Maharani Tarabai achieved great things and displayed the qualities of leadership of the army and management of campaign. It added force to the Maratha campaign. Maharani Tarabai kept up the legacy of valor inherited from Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And children, due to the forceful campaigns of the Marathas, Aurangzeb was frustrated. The Mughal Maratha fight had continued for 25 years till the Mughals could not defeat the Marathas. In these circumstances, Emperor Aurangzeb died in 1707 CE at Ahmednagar. The Maratha War of Independence ended with his death. Children, this Maratha War of Independence was the fight between the Mughals' imperious greed to expand his empire and the spirit of independence of the Marathas. The Marathas emerged victorious in it. After the death of Aurangzeb, they laid other in filling the vacuum in the political arena. They controlled the throne of Delhi, ran the affairs of almost all parts of Hindustan, and protected it. Children, therefore, the 18th century is known as the century of the Marathas. Dear children, today what we learn here is a recap for that. We learn about Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj. Rajaram Maharaj lives for Jinji, sage of Jinji, estimate of Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj and Maharani Tarabai. Children, here is an assignment on topic to you. You have to write the family tree of Bhosle, that is given on page number 42 in your textbook. You have to write this in your classwork notebook. Children, here our lesson ends. I think you have understood the lesson, and then also if you have any queries, please let me know about it. Thank you very much.